there, my fellow code crackers and alien attackers. Today we're diving headfirst into a pixelated battlefield where the ammo never runs out and the action never stops. Grab your power-ups and lace up those combat boots, because we're about to unleash the story of Contra, a game that didn't just challenge our thumbs, but also embedded the Konami Code deeper into our hearts than ever before. And let's be real, if you say you beat Contra without using the code, you're probably also ready to sell me a bridge. So let's blast through the jungle of information and uncover the secrets behind this legendary run-and-gun adventure. In the mid-1980s, Konami was at the forefront of video game innovation, having already left its mark on the gaming world with titles like Frogger and Gradius. These games not only solidified Konami's reputation as a leading game developer, but also showcased their ability to push the boundaries of video game design and storytelling. It was within this context of creative ambition and technological exploration that the concept for Contra was born. Contra emerged from the collective genius of a dedicated team of developers at Konami, who sought to encapsulate the essence of the 1980s action cinema within the pixelated realm of video games. Key figures in this endeavor included producer Koji Hiroshita and director Shinji Kitamoto, whose vision was instrumental in shaping the game's development. Their goal was to create a title that not only challenged players, but also offered an immersive narrative experience, drawing heavily from blockbuster films like Rambo and Aliens. The development of Contra was a testament to Konami's ingenuity in overcoming the technical limitations of the time. Hiroshita and Kitamoto and their team had to navigate the constraints of arcade hardware to deliver a game that was visually striking and mechanically sound. This involved intricate sprite work and level design, ensuring that Contra could offer smooth gameplay and detailed graphics that stood out among the competition in arcades. Transitioning Contra from arcade cabinets to the Nintendo Entertainment System presented a new set of challenges. The NES, while a powerful home console for its time, had limitations compared to the arcade machines. The development team, including key programmers and artists, had to meticulously adapt the game's graphics and gameplay to fit within the constraints of the NES hardware. This process involved reimagining Contra's visual style to suit the console's color palette and adjusting the game's design to maintain the fast-paced action and cooperative gameplay that had made the arcade version a hit. Through the collective effort of its development team, Konami not only succeeded in bringing Contra to a wide audience, but also set a new benchmark for action games on both arcade and home systems. At the heart of Contra's relentless action and alien-blasting gameplay are its protagonists, Bill Reiser and Lance Bean. These characters, with their unmistakably 80s action hero vibe, are not just avatars for players to control. They embody the era's quintessential warriors, taking on an alien menace with nothing but their wits, an arsenal of weapons, and an undying resolve. Drawing inspiration from cinema icons like Rambo, Bill and Lance's design was a direct nod to the muscular, no-nonsense action stars of the time, setting the stage for what would become iconic figures in video game history. The story of Contra unfolds in the year 2633, when the evil Red Falcon organization seeks to annihilate humanity. It's a narrative that might feel right at home in any action-packed sci-fi blockbuster of the 80s, with its blend of futuristic warfare and extraterrestrial threats. Bill and Lance are deployed to the Galuga Archipelago to thwart this invasion, a plot that, while straightforward, captured the imagination of players with its clear stakes and compelling setting. This narrative simplicity belied a deeper engagement with the game's world, however. The story of Contra was more than just a background. It was a canvas upon which players could project their own tales of heroism and adventure. This engagement was further enhanced by the game's environments, ranging from the dense jungles to alien lairs, each designed with a keen eye for detail and atmosphere that enriched the storytelling. Diving into the pixelated heart of Contra, it's clear this game was more than just a trigger-happy arcade port. It was a meticulously crafted experience designed to test the mettle of anyone who dared to challenge the Red Falcon. The genius of Contra lay not just in its action-packed premise, but in the intricate gameplay mechanics that demanded precision, strategy, and an ironclad will to persevere. First off, the control scheme in Contra was a thing of beauty. Players were bestowed with the ability to run, jump, and shoot in 8 directions, a feature that sounds standard now, but was a revolution at the time. This multi-directional shooting capability allowed for strategic positioning and tactical engagement with enemies, transforming each encounter into a deadly dance where one misstep could mean instant demise. The arsenal of weapons available was another cornerstone of Contra's gameplay depth. Players started with a basic rifle, but could upgrade to several power-ups, each with its unique advantages. The spread gun sent bullets flying in an arc, clearing swaths of enemies with ease. The laser provided a powerful beam that could obliterate its foes in a single shot. And the machine gun allowed for rapid-fire destruction. Choosing the right weapon for the situation, or the one that's best suited your playstyle, added a layer of strategy that enriched the gaming experience. And then there's Contra's level design, which was a marvel of the era. Each stage was a gauntlet of enemies, obstacles, and environmental hazards, from the dense jungles of the first level to the alien-infested corridors of the final base. The game seamlessly transitioned between horizontal and vertical scrolling levels, adding variety and keeping players on their toes. Particularly noteworthy were the pseudo 3D fortress stages, where the perspective shifted and players had to navigate deeper into the screen. These levels not only showcased Konami's technical prowess, but also diversified the gameplay, challenging players to adapt their strategies to different dimensions. But it's the difficulty of Contra that's truly legendary. With each level designed as a rigorous test of skill, enemies swarmed from all directions, bullets filled the screen, and pitfalls awaited the unwary. This relentless challenge was compounded by the game's unforgiving damage system. Just one hit could cost a life, and lives were short in supply. Mastery of Contra required learning enemy patterns, memorizing level layouts, and developing split-second reflexes. It was this brutal difficulty that made each victory feel like a triumph, and kept players coming back for more, striving to conquer the game with sheer skill and determination. And in the realm of multiplayer, Contra stood out for its cooperative gameplay. 2 players could tackle the game's challenges together, adding a layer of strategy and coordinating movements and attacks without hindering each other. This co-op mode wasn't just about sharing the screen, it was about sharing the glory of victory and the agony of defeat, making Contra a bonding experience as much as a gaming challenge. Now, while Contra might seem like a straightforward run-and-gun affair at first glance, the game is layered with interesting tidbits that reflect its rich development history and the creative minds behind it. First off, did you know that the original Japanese version of Contra included several cutscenes and a detailed backstory not present in its international counterparts? These narrative snippets provided more context to the game's plot, enriching the overall experience. It's fascinating to think how these additional pieces of story might have influenced the perception of the game's world and characters had they been included in all versions. Another intriguing fact about Contra is its name origin and variations across different markets. The game was released under the name Gryzor on the Commodore 64 and Amstrad CPC in Europe. Meanwhile, in Oceania, it was known as Probotector, where human characters were replaced with robots, reflecting regional sensitivities to violence at the time. This change not only altered the game's aesthetic, but also its thematic impact, showcasing how regional differences can shape the way games are presented and perceived. The development of Contra also hides a curious Easter egg related to its famous code, the Konami Code. While widely associated with Contra for granting players 30 extra lives, was actually first introduced in the game Gradius, another Konami title. Its inclusion in Contra was somewhat of an afterthought, a secret handshake for those in the know, that unexpectedly became synonymous with the game. This code has since become one of the most recognized cheats in video game history, a testament to the shared culture and insider knowledge among gamers. Do you know the code? Beyond these tidbits, Contra also included a subtle nod to another iconic game franchise. The final boss of Contra, the Alien Heart, bears a striking resemblance to the Xenomorph Queen from the Alien franchise, a clear homage to one of the game's primary cinematic influences. This not only highlights the developers' love for these movies, but also integrates elements of popular culture into the gaming experience, enriching the game's narrative and visual identity. Upon its release in 1987, Contra quickly became a cornerstone of the run-and-gun genre, setting a high standard for action games that followed. In terms of sales performance, Contra was a commercial success, with the NES version becoming particularly iconic. While exact sales figures are hard to come by, the game's popularity was evident in its ubiquity across arcades and living rooms around the world. It was one of those titles that, if you had an NES, you likely had Contra, or at least had a friend who did. The game's success helped cement Konami as a major player in the video game industry, showcasing their ability to create engaging, challenging, and highly replayable titles. Moreover, Contra's influence on the game design and evolution of the action genre is undeniable. Its formula of fast-paced gameplay, cooperative multiplayer, and diverse weapon systems have inspired countless developers and titles over the years. Games like Metal Slug, Halo, and even more recent indie hits like Cuphead owe a debt to Contra's pioneering approach to action game design and its emphasis on skill, precision, and teamwork. Now, as we reload our weapons, it's clear this game did more than just eat through our stash of quarters and test the durability of our controllers. It taught us the value of perseverance, the thrill of mastering impossible odds, and the importance of keeping the Konami Code close to our hearts. Because, let's face it, we all need those extra lives. Contra wasn't just a game, it was a rite of passage for gamers everywhere, a shared battle cry in the face of pixelated adversity. So as we sign off and bid adieu to the alien-infested jungles of Contra, remember, in a world of video games, some legends never die. They just respawn. If you enjoyed this look back at Contra, click this video here for more from the Retro Reload. And as always, thank you for watching.